osmotic blistering, delamination,
dezincification, and seized thru-hulls.
The rudder leaking a mysterious dark fluid.
The trailing edge of the rudder pockmarked from barnacles.
This is what we found on our 35-year-old cruising sailboat. Hello, I'm Simon, and this is our 1990 Hans Christian 48T. She is a solid fiberglass blue water cruiser with a reputation for being one of the strongest boats ever built to cross an ocean. However, the ocean doesn't care about reputation or pedigree. So today, I'm going to show you how to inspect the bottom. Here we are tapping the hull to find delamination. Listen closely for when the tap becomes a thud. Just mark it. Every spot we find, we are marking with blue tape to help with our assessment. We carefully went over the entire hull like this. One tip is to listen for when the echo of the tap disappears.
What do you do?
All I did was stick my knife in a little bit to dig out, and look at how much stuff is coming out. On the rudder, we found a few spots where osmotic fluid was seeping out. This may be an issue in the glass, but could be signs of a much more serious rudder leak. We found a lot of blisters, but not as many as I was expecting for a boat of this age.
Many of the thru-hulls have obvious damage, both from age and improper electrical grounding. Note the halos around some of them. That is the fiberglass burning. The pink color on these thru-hulls is the zinc leaching out from the inside of the bronze. Replacing these now is definitely the right choice.
Another thing we want to check is the play in the cutlass bearing and the shaft. So the prop should be able to spin freely if the engine is neutral. We also want to see how much play is in the shaft by just pushing it around. We got a little play here, but the cutlass bearing hasn't been replaced in a long time. There's not a lot of play in this bearing. I think this will be okay for another season, but I'm curious to hear what you think. How much do you find acceptable on your boat? As we come to the aft section, we reach the rudder, which is the final section we want to look at. So expect a little bit of play here because that is with the actual steering gear that has play in it. We also want to grab it by the sides like this and see if it moves to the side at all. Nope. Or aft. No movement there. As we continue looking at the rudder, we want to look at things like if there's any holes that are weeping. We also want to look at the trailing, the seams of the rudder. Because the way most rudders are constructed is by having a metal flag inside it, which is then encased in foam and wrapped in glass. And because of that construction method, we end up with seams along the trailing and leading edges. If you're hauling an older boat, especially an older cruiser like this, we highly recommend looking for osmotic blistering, paint adhesion. What is the condition of the sea cocks? While we don't have to worry about it on a full keel cruiser like this, if you have a fin keel, look at your keel to hull joint. Also look at how much play is in the rudder and prop shafts. So all of these things, we're trying to figure out what is the history of the boat to piece together a story so that we can figure out how we can fix her and make her a beautiful blue water cruiser once again. We'll be documenting every part of bringing our old girl back to life. Sanding, resealing the hull, and swapping out old thru-hulls. Please follow along as we bring our diamond in the rough back to her former glory. Comment down below what you think about our bottom inspection. Is there something we were missing? What do you do for bottom inspections?
Please leave a like
And subscribe. Is that good?
Good.
You're not gonna tickle me?
Huh? You want to get tickled? You want to get
No,
tickled? You
no,
wanna get tickled?
no, no.